We've seen this deck a few times on stream recently. David has been crushing our local scene with this Esper tempo deck, a bit of a metagame call. We talked about it a bit on recent live streams. You could go back and watch that if you want more in-depth. But the deck list is posted in our Discord for this Esper deck. Looked like Esper, well, David took a mulligan, I believe, to 6. Flitted Strand was correct.
This is good for cameras, I think.
I think that should be in the camera.
Yeah. Players making sure the life totals are on camera for us. Thank you to Adam. Thank you to David. Thoughtseize. To start us off, Windswept Heath, Wasteland, Thespian Stage, Plains, Elvish Reclaimer, and double Knight of the Reliquary.
I'll take the Reclaimer. So.
I think taking the Reclaimer makes a lot of sense. The Knights are redundant. The Knights could be a big problem for later. We'll see. Aid says they should revive Urza and put him in a motorcycle. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Couldn't have, couldn't have two-wheel vehicles in Fantasy World. It's too unrealistic. Sidenorna says, I want more fantasy and less sci-fi. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go back to Mirrodin, Sidenorna.
Waste Underground.
Waste Underground Sea.
Pass turn.
Yeah, you got it.
17. And then I'll pass.
I know it's aggressive, but I think sometimes you can get people with that.
I do know that.
Yeah.
Bring back the Weatherlight. It was realistic.
I've kept one plenty of times.
2 weeks ago, they were Bifrost and caught
All right, here's a ponder happening for David.
Why not?
Aviator says we're about to get the Final Fantasy. Yeah, we're on the verge of Final Fantasy. Sidenorna says less does not equal none. Okay, Sidenorna just wants more balance. We're favoring more fantasy, whatever that means.
Starting Grave Titan, -2.
Isn't fantasy just kind of like things that aren't real or whatever? I don't know what's going on. Is Pokemon fantasy? What about Blade Runner? Is that fantasy? Is Star Wars fantasy? Or is it non-fiction?
Yeah.
All right, well, unlikely we're going to see Life from the Loam taken here. The Knights remain. One of the Knights will be taken. Yavimaya, another new card in hand.
I'll target you 16.
Yeah, that's what I was reading.
at the end of your turn.
Oh, no.
Got it.
Okay.
All right, David's not finished yet. Cracking a fetch now. Yeah, it's getting too complicated. Too many questions about fantasy, yeah.
Ooh. This one's different. Spicy.
Yeah, this is what I played on Saturday.
Oh, no way.
You only reveal the
I was like, in this fair blue meta that is New York City, is it Delver's not the move? Well,
All right, there you have it. David saying, in this fair meta that is New York City, is it Delver, not the move? Yeah, that's what we were talking about on recent live streams. David has been crushing with this Esper Tempo deck. We have a few other decks in our very local scene floating around that we've been talking about. Players attacking our local metagame in an effective way. How are they doing it? Why are they making the deck building decisions that they're making? Discussion happens in our Discord about this sort of thing. But I very much like the storyline, let's say, of this Esper Tempo deck. David was able to win a Badlands with it last weekend or the weekend before. What is time? Just by playing a deck that he thought would beat the room and did it. Pew Pew, which is David in the chat. Thank you for the resub. 22 months. Appreciate it. And a message, Esper sucks.
You know what I mean?
Richard and Pizza says, I played this Esper Tempo yesterday at my locals. It's pretty fun. You know what, Richard and Pizza? A deck being fun sometimes is just good enough. If you enjoy the deck you're playing, you're having a good time. Screw it.
Play.
Storm, thank you for the resub with Prime 5 months. Getting those Prime subs in, everybody. All right, Life from the Loam gets dazed. All right, a little bit of a slowdown. Is that tempo?
We'll pass turn after that.
Obviously, Adam can dredge Loam, get it back, and do it again, but Daze slowing things down a little bit. There is a Wasteland in the graveyard. Mr. Hart says, fun. I thought this game was to be competitive and demonstrate how cool and smart we are. You know what, Mr. Arch? Do whatever makes you happy.
Upkeep.
I was
Now,
regretting having not
Draw.
forced your.
If I don't cast a spell, it becomes night.
Yep.
I never used
And
to
then
force
only
my
when it's
presence
night,
for the rest of the game.
if a player casts 2 spells
On their own turn.
on their own turn,
Then
it
it
becomes
goes.
dead.
Comes dead.
Okay.
How many cards in hand?
3 cards in hand for David. There's the Yavimaya. So now that polluted Delta taps for green. Unlikely to be relevant. But you do have to spot this sort of thing.
Trigger.
Occasionally it becomes relevant.
Cast the
turn.
lowest pedal.
End step 13.
Yep.
Triggers. You got 9.
Okay, end step fetch. Maybe we're going to see a Bowmaster. The day-night mechanic happening in the background. Yeah. You know, I kind of wish I drafted, what was the Innistrad set called with day-night? Midnight Hunt? Just to see how that day-night mechanic played in its kind of, I don't know, its home environment,
Put answers.
in its habitat. Kind of curious. Does anybody have thoughts on that? How was Midnight Hunt limited? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Let us know in the comments. Don't remember. I have a few local friends that draft quite a bit. I don't remember what they said about that one. If you do draft, though, what have been the best limited sets from the past draft or play sealed? What have been the best limited sets from the past year or two? Any favorites? I'm curious. Crop rotation sacking that Lush Portico now in response to the Wasteland targeting it.
Yeah.
So the Wasteland is countered. Dark Depths on the board now. And if you've been hanging out, looking at Legacy games for quite a while, you're aware that Dark Depths can be a problem for Delver and Tempo, Blue Tempo in Legacy. Usually the Knight of the Reliquary decks, crop rotation decks, beat up on Delver. I'm including this Esper Tempo deck in Delver for the spirit of the conversation. Harry Houdini, thank you for the gifted sub. Really appreciate it. Mr. Hart says Caverns of Ixalan and Duskmorn were gas. Okay.
And then when it dies, or if I cast a spell on your turn, you get a token that's a
Powers
Kelvin
up is equal
Warlord.
to. Yeah.
You remember that?
Number of creatures.
I guess I'll keep as well.
Good luck.
You too.
Storm says I enjoyed Zendikar Rising. That's a little bit further back, but yeah, I did hear that one was good, though.
Never tried
Top pass. Untap. Upkeep. Drop. Surveil.
Lush Portico, Serval. Flagstones of Drokir dumped into the graveyard. Thoughtseize. All right, we're starting off the games with Thoughtseizes. Dark Depths ×2, Basic Forest. Path, Swords, Talon Gates of Madara, and I believe the last card is a Ghost Quarter.
Sword to Pleasure, Path, Ghost, Gates.
I did hear Foundations was great for limited. I did hear that.
I'll take the swords.
Okay, Swords to Plowshares is taken. It's in the trash. Follow-up will be Tameo, which will be potentially hit by this Path to Exile. Light Confidant arrives in the chat. What the? You know what? We're doing a live stream today. All right, Path to Exile targeting the Tamiya. We kind of saw this coming. Let's see if there's a reaction.
Tap to basic.
Nope. David gets to ramp. Worth mentioning, we're doing this live stream today. It's a third live stream this week. We have not done a third live stream in a very long time. And it's thanks to Light Confidant gifting a bunch of subs. Thanks to all of our members, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's on Coffee, Patreon, or you hit join on our YouTube channel. Hit join on the YouTube channel. Or the members of our Discord. I've been able to block a little bit more time this month for streams. Thank you, everybody that's been picking up memberships. You're keeping this thing going. And if you want more 90s MTG, pick up a membership. I'll keep doing the show if you people keep buying memberships. That's the reality. I wish it weren't the case, but that's just the way this all works. I didn't design the business model. Here's Kaito. Bane of Nightmares. This card has been hot in Legacy these days. Some people in our community think it is the best Planeswalker in Legacy right now.
Alright, that's the ninja token.
Oh boy. There's the Kaito emblem.
Oh, that's fun.
Kids have
Start
no,
forcing the rules around here.
these kids have no respect these days.
So can I read? When
Yeah,
Kaito's,
so-
when Kaito's a creature,
Sorry.
he has hexproof, right?
Yeah, your turn, he's a creature with hexproof. My turn, he's just a planeswalker.
Got it. Okay.
I think
Okay.
you said it backwards. Oh, yeah.
What? Oh, yeah,
No.
I say it backwards. Yeah, say it
Yeah,
backwards.
oh, okay, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, okay, I forgot all this happened, but I'm in the background saying that sounded like you explained that backwards, and it was, and I was sitting here thinking right now, like, I think that was backwards. That's funny. Chartwin, thank you for the gift subs. Five gift subs coming in from Chartwin. Appreciate that. But Kaito, Bane of Nightmares, hot in Legacy right now. I had this text up on the screen a moment ago, but if you +1, you get an emblem with ninjas you control get +1/+1, and that's represented by the foil bug sticker with the D6 with a 1 facing up you see in the center of your screen. So we've emblemed Kaito. Adam has Dark Depths on the battlefield, though.
So lame. I can't stand it.
I will swing for 4.
Yeah. Down to 16.
I'll use his 0, Servitude, then draw a card.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay. Using the 0 ability on Kaito now. Storm says, I missed the frog. That Filthy says Adam has a great choice of basics. The unglued basics are some of the best non-foil basics out there. Yeah, but did we want uncards in our format, though?
I'm gonna keep.
Flute anchors.
The unglued set was just such a mistake.
Some borderline print.
Brainstorm happening here. Harry asking the right question. Were those lands tested for 1v1?
Yep.
Switch down to 17.
That forest doesn't even look like a magic card. That's one of my favorite ones when people say whatever border or whatever doesn't look like a magic card.
Figured that you would cap out, and then the result is cap.
You know, they have these new arts like movie posters or whatever. It doesn't look like a magic card.
He enters and stuff. It's a stupid thing that the card does.
Alpha Strix.
Maybe the people that make the magic cards decide. Richard and Pizza says, is that the OG art? Yeah, that's another thing. It's like a thought loop. Mr. Arch says, don't show those people the brain dead secret lair lands. You know, I've never seen those IRL. I've never seen the brain dead lands in person yet. Now I'm upset.
Or no, attempt to swords the Baleful Strix.
Sorry about the volume there. Swords on the Baleful Strix. I hit the button a little too excitedly. Half the show is just making fun of Magic players.
Whatever you want.
So, important to point out here, David does have a Wasteland, which can disrupt the Dark Depths Thespian stage combo. Here's a Ghost Quarter from Adam, which could cause kind of a chain reaction where Adam ends up with a Merit Lage and David ends up sad. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Good. And I'll pass through after that.
Crop rotation a possibility. David has to be careful here. If Adam's not careful, does for some reason a sorcery speed creation of Merit Lage, Kaito could stun it.
12.
It's possible to see David set off the chain reaction on Adam's turn to create a Merit Lage sorcery speed. There's Adam. Light Confidant saying, "What's up, everyone? What's up, Light Confidant? What's on your mind? Are you ready for Ither Drift? Do you know what Ither Drift is?" Okay, Light Confidant's not sure yet. There were also these Dracula basics a couple of years back that looked really cool. I've seen them in person a few times now. They look really cool. People slept on those.
How many of what?
I'm not a big Dracula person, but the lands look awesome.
Discard this one.
And also, if you've been hanging out on stream with us, you've seen the lands that I've been using. I never played Fortnite in my life. Well, actually, that's not true. I played it one time, but I have a couple of the Fortnite basics, and those look really cool. People slept on those, too.
I will attempt to waste.
All right, so the chain reaction is happening here. The crop rotation now in response to the Wasteland on Lush Portico. Ghost Quarter. All right, force pitching days on the crop rotation. Okay.
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 Alright, so I get to. Does the Ghost Quarter line come in tapped or untapped?
I think it's untapped.
Wait, wasn't the Ghost Quarter countered?
Just put it on the down. Straight up.
Maybe I missed something.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, drop.
I'll respond.
I thought Ghost Quarter hit Wasteland. And that resulted in David sacking the Wasteland to target Lush Portico, and then so the Ghost Quarter's ability was countered. But maybe I lost track of things.
Out.
Something to be careful of. Maybe an error. We'll see. We'll see what the YouTube commenters think. They like scan these games looking for errors. So, Talon Gates of Madara comes in, phases out Reclaimer. Okay.
Wait, so it phases back into your turn,
Yep.
and then it will no longer have summoning sickness.
Yes.
I guess in response to the targeting trigger.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Okay, so in response to Talon Gates of Madara targeting Reclaimer, it's getting swords by David.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. So 15. All right.
Just clarifying how phasing works. Light Confidant says it seems relatively innocent for Legacy. You might just add a few cool cards without warping things. Yeah, the last few standard sets have had like a handful of cards in their, the sets in their entirety have had a handful of cards that have had a nice impact on Legacy, I would say. Like Overlord of the Belmark, Kaito, Ghost Vacuum, Keen-Eyed Curator. You get the idea.
Caster's Sylvan Soulkeeper. And cast a Chalice.
Kaito surveilling, left both on top.
It responds all sorts of virtual.
Untap, upkeep, drop. Flame Mox Diamond. And Dark Depths.
Dark Depths goes into the trash. as Mox Diamond comes in.
Having to use that bonus card, I'll just
Is it only 3?
yeah.
3 trolls.
Yeah.
Shuffle all
So there is a Kaito emblem that's represented by the, the sticker that says FB on it with the D6 on it. That's what we're looking at. Prismatic ending on the Mox Diamond.
Got a colorless.
Okay, floating a colorless, sacking Talon Gates of Madara to a crop rotation. Looks like it's resolving. We could see Thespian stage. We could see a stun if Marit Lage gets created. Timing is going to be important here.
That's like this game can't fall into that. I saw it on there.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus Kaito?
Yep.
I have a better saga deck than you because I have so many more artifacts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Kaito goes up to 6 loyalty. Made a second emblem. Swinging for 5. Adam's going to drop to 6.
6, right?
Yeah, that's what I have.
There was a floating mana from Talon Gates of Madara. Adam chose not to make a Marit Lage yet. Adam has no cards in hand.
Yep.
Yes, we can. Like that's the whole thing. I mean, like the complexity is like, like the 17 billion tokens it somehow produces.
It's a really good deck and people definitely enjoy it, but I think it's more
One per turn? Where's one?
weighted in your opinion.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I drew on the last.
Okay, so David has a Wasteland, and that'll do it. We're going to game 3. Moving on to game 3. Adam will be on the play. It feels like play draw. Okay, to the extent that it matters in the average Magic game, will matter about the average in this matchup. This is not Oops All Spells versus Artifact Prison or something like that. But being on the play will give Adam an advantage here in game 3. We'll see how this plays out. AP's looking for Serenibber Freets.
I'll keep. Okay. Starts off. Play Yanimaya. Safekeeper. Yep.
Okay, Yavimaya into Sylvan Safekeeper. We could see a Fatal Push or something like that act as a Stone Rain here. Potentially. Sometimes that's just a play when this opportunity presents itself. All right, just a Tameo and then pass the turn. So Sylvan Safekeeper sticks around for now. Light Confidant threatening people with Stone Rains.
Play Jerry Step, giving this protection from blue till end of turn.
Got it.
And then I'll pass turn.
All right, just a Sajiri Step getting played as a land, not the most exciting. Passing the turn. Yeah, Stone Rain, Plow Under, cards like that, old favorites. They made Stone Rain and Plow Under kind of legacy relevant now, but legacy players didn't like it. The card is called Sowing Mycospawn. It turns out they don't like Ponza after all. All right, so making a clue is Tameo.
Yep.
Here's a Ponder. Let's laugh at the commander players, right? They get mad when land destruction happens. Anyway, Jiggy says they're running Stone Rains and Red Green Eldrazi now on Modern. How is Modern right now? Do we have some thumbs ups or thumbs downs on that? Do people feel like Modern is good right now? Do people feel like Modern is boring? How's everybody feeling about Modern at the moment?
Yes, I can keep this.
I got them all.
We will see if this Tameo flips. Nope, just passing the turn. Storm says Modern pretty boring, TBH. That Filthy says going to play Oops All Armageddons and Legacy despite the Commander players. Do it, That Filthy. The more land destruction we have in this format, the better. Prismatic Ending hitting Tameo.
No, I was saying that when I mill the whole thing, then there is there something where we should put. Yeah, I was so scared.
Rancid83 says, remember when there was an actual standard deck that played 8 boomerang effects, a bunch of Stone Rain, and 2 mana Black Vise from OG Kamigawa. I don't remember that one, actually, but that sounds interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So,
All right, Days on a X equals 2 Green Sun Zenith.
so what you should have done is sacked into the engineer last turn to get the pedal.
Yeah, they turned Plow Under and Stone Rain into a creature, and people are mad.
Either way it dies. Same thing happened.
Here's Thoughtseize. Double the Knight of the Reliquary again, and that's being staged. No sign of Dark Depths yet. Adam trying to get that going. Wonder what Adam was going to Zenith for last turn. Maybe just some bait?
Untap, upkeep, drop.
Yavimaya was sacrificed. Slows down Adam a little bit.
Attack for 1.
We know the hand now is 2 copies of Knight of the Reliquary. Yeah, that's true. There is Reap and Sow. You're right.
Pass turn after that.
The welder calls for you to like do things. You're like, I got a welder, I got a welder. Yeah.
It's fun welded.
I forgot about that one, but Bauer is absolutely right. We can't have Reap and Sow be legacy playable. Come on. What are they thinking? Bullmaster might force a land sacrifice here, targeting the Safekeeper. Now, if Adam protects the Safekeeper, David won't get to
Scrubland with Thespian Stage. And then I'm going to sacrifice Sagittarius stuff to give this.
Okay, David's not going to get to amass. One of the Thespian stages is now a copy of Scrubland. Flagstones of Trocaire, okay. Adam needs green mana, has 2 Knight of the Reliquary stuck in hand, nothing else going on.
The one thing is because I have. Sorry, I think you should run for the Asian.
There's no non-map where libraries strangely format where
Oh, I guess that's the marker for Scrubland. I mean, I can't even read it, but it's a good try. So one of the stages is a Scrubland. The other is still just a Thespian stage. No amass by the Bowmaster. Its ability was countered. Sylvan Safekeeper remains on the battlefield. And the Wasteland on Yavimaya looks huge right now. Or exhaust or something, like they do an ability and then they're done with their ability. But I don't know, I've just been grinding the Pokemon scene for a long time.
That's correct. You're your national champion, right?
Yeah, national champion. I just Googled it and I really All right, there's a Wasteland for David. Passing the turn. That Wasteland is quite disruptive when it comes to making Marit Lage. All right, so Adam found a green. We might see a Knight hit the stack. David has a bunch of cards in hand. I can't really see what they are, but one Knight might get countered and then Savannah gets wasted. All right, Knight's going to resolve, it turns out. Maybe David has removal then. Either way, I don't think the Savannah is going to last very long.
Or you just get a pinning eel on grind.
About the same, I think.
All right, a brainstorm now for David. I don't know what name I was about to say. For David. Knight of the Reliquary, as most of you know, very powerful. As of right now, though, Adam only has one forest or plains, and it's probably about to get blown up, is my guess.
Like, the most prepared against breakfast crew here.
Here.
Knight can only sack forests and plains.
The last time I brought
Flagstone's Retro Care could get sacrificed to the Safekeeper. I kind of missed pointing that out. I could find a basic, but then we're cut off of one or the other. Or just another Savannah. We'll have to see what Adam wants to do here. I kind of forgot about the sacrificing Flagstones plan.
people here at locals.
I was thinking in my head that was Sajiri's Step for some reason, but Sajiri's Step was gone a while ago.
I think the caliber player in this store is
If not for that little legendary crown on it, I would have forgot about it entirely. Shout out to the legendary crown on permanents that are legendary.
the quality of player against.
Wizards, one step ahead of us.
There was a time like a while back where I was talking to John Lee, and he was like telling some story. He's like, yeah, so we got a 5-0 in the league. The players on MTG are so much better. Also, like one of the players I played was, I think it was Matthew. He was like, you're playing the people that beat you. Exactly. Like, who do you think is playing online?
Yeah.
It's you guys.
All right, we're sharing a funny story in the background, but let's not get distracted. So the Savannah sticks around. Okay, Savannah sticks around. Maybe David's seeing the possibility of sacking Flagstones to the Safekeeper. We know Adam has another Knight in hand. Now the Knight can sacrifice Savannah to find a land. The Knight, I think, is a 4/4 right now.
The first one, so you had to leave open enough mana to do it a second time.
End step fetching is David.
Oh yeah, no one stops. It's elite. They're like, I want the money. No, yeah, same with lantern control.
Undercity Sewer Surveil.
3 mill effects and like 2 lanterns in play, and I'm like, there's no sequence in which you get out of this.
Wait, the other Knight was discarded? Did I miss that? Oh, crap.
What do you think's gonna happen? They don't get it. They don't get it. Yeah.
You know what, Satel? You might be right.
You see that I'm stopping you from drawing your good cards, and you're only drawing bad cards, and you see the number of cards in your deck.
So maybe we don't know what Adam is holding then, and I look like an idiot.
I remember the first time I played against that.
Well, here's Thoughtseize, so we're about to find out, I guess. One way or another.
It's not possible. Like, I'll fetch something.
Thank you, David, for Thoughtseizing here. All right, double Endurance in hand. Okay. So one of the Endurance gets taken. One of the Thespian stages is a copy of Scrubland, don't forget. Wow, I screwed up like the last couple of minutes of commentary on this, thinking that there was another Knight in hand, but it's all good. It happens.
Playing the affinity deck, and that creature lets you like throw shit, throw artifacts. So he thought that I was like letting him get it, and I was like, Tolarian ruins or Cami ruins, putting you on top, dropping name your thing, and he had written chat like, I think you fucking.
All right, a brainstorm happening here for David.
And then I did it in my upkeep. He's like,
Thank you, Satel, for pointing that out, though.
or if you have one out and I have like 4 effects, they somehow think I'm gonna let them have it. I like milled someone sinking the stupor, and then they just quit it. They just conceded. I was like, you only had 1 copy of it in your deck, and I had 4 things to mill. You were never getting it.
Okay, another Polluted Delta gets played. The Wasteland still hanging back on defense. David not able to attack at all or anything like that. Light Confidant just gifted a sub. 212 now on the channel for Light Confidant. We just hit our sub goal. Light Confidant number 4 on our all-time leaderboard with a purple gifter badge. Thank you, Light Confidant. I really do appreciate it. And I'm sure the people watching also appreciate the love. Appreciate it very much.
my turn.
Sub goal reached.
Cards left his library, 4 mil effects. So I was just like, this is so dumb. I felt very dumb.
I will.
It's just magic online.
Now here's the wasteland games we were talking about. Going to target the one that's a Thespian stage. That's a scrubland. The Thespian stage, that's a scrubland. Now going to use it to copy flagstones, I believe.
Or yeah, legend roll. Hey, it's not even a legal target on the board. Okay, but then I get the flagstones trigger. So
Let me think.
Okay.
Did you pick up on the color screw and just kill my red man? I might be in deep shit.
Okay, so Thespian stage that was a copy of scrubland is now copying flagstones for Trokir legendary rule would be happening. But it looks like David is saying, hold on, let me think, in response to you activating that.
Draw two, not rats,
So technically right now, Thespian stage is still on the battlefield, targeting flagstones with its ability.
Oh, initiative.
initiative, yeah. So we block with the other initiative, like, really? Alright.
I didn't realize how vital.
It's so like
I'll
subtle,
sacrifice
but like, no one
flagstones.
respects that card
I
at
just
all.
figured
Triggers,
because,
like, two
I wanted to
flagstones,
trade it
triggers.
while I could, 'cause
Like,
we
you want
play
perfect
Forest.
mana at all.
Okay, so there are 2 flagstones triggers on the stack, so I guess that swords was after Thespian stage copied the scrubland, that was a scrubland, copied the flagstones, and went to the graveyard from legendary rule. With that trigger on the stack, there was a swords. The other flagstones was sacrificed. There was another swords. The other Thespian stage was sacrificed. Lush Portico surveilling now, with still one more flagstones trigger on the stack.
Yeah,
Very, very bad.
but I did
like
it.
this
So
point is in there right now for a work trip.
I'll keep.
There's a basic plains on top of the library. Not sure what Knight's power toughness is right now. Maybe we're about to get a count on that.
So what are those people doing?
So a couple of stone rains happened here. A second Lush Portico surveil. Okay. Maybe if maybe if Adam liked the card that was on top, he would have not surveilled with the second trigger, but he had to search anyway. Just don't know what the plan was there. All right, so 7 lands in the graveyard currently, it looks like, indicated by the D20 in the middle, the spin down. And it looks like the other surveil is leaving the card on top. And now David is passing the turn. So in 9/9 Knight, Adam still ended up with 2 lands on the battlefield, despite several stone rains. Here's a Bajuka Bog. That could matter quite a bit. I don't know what David's holding, but you know, if you played against these tempo decks, there is a possibility of Murktide. There is a possibility of Lurgoyfs, things like that.
2 cards in hand.
We're like, we have him. It's
I will pass the turn.
Okay, so Knight of the Reliquary, 9/9, hanging back on defense. It could sacrifice a Lush Portico to find a land. 4 mana for David. Kaito. Okay. Okay. What is Kaito going to do? It could use some stunning. Okay, it gets shrouded by sacking Bajuka Bog. Okay. So Kaito down to 2 loyalty. Knight not activated. Swords the Bowmaster. Force of Negation on the swords. Pitching Force of Will. Swords is exiled.
Can I read Kaito real quick? So it's a -2 to tap target creature.
Yeah, it's -2. Tap target creature, put 2 stun counters on it. It starts at loyalty 4, so we're at loyalty 2. Kaito could be about to get attacked by the Knight, and Bowmaster chumping to block. That's exactly what happens. And then passing the turn. Yeah, this Esper tempo deck is awesome. Kaito attacking now. It's being taken. 3 damage gets in. Okay, Surveil 2 now. The zero loyalty ability of Kaito. Light Confidence says we have a local player playing Esper Tempo. It's really good. Where in the world is everybody watching right now, by the way? Name your state, name your nation. Whatever you like. City, town. Just don't put your address. Bowmaster. Ability countered by sacrificing a Lush Portico to give Safekeeper Shroud again. There are 9 lands in the graveyard now for Adam, so the Knight is 11/11. Chump blocked by the Bowmaster. The Knight's attacking, and it's going to be tough to kill. Kaito will have to end its time on the battlefield to stun the Knight here, but that might be worth it. Could be. France, California, Ontario, Germany. Harry Houdini also in Ontario saying there's a 25% tariff on my subscriptions. You know what, Harry? Hang in there. All right, another land sacrificed to protect the Knight from the stun. Barrowgoyf will play some nice defense here. Good plays in this game. So lots of Stone Rains has happened in a way. The Kaito is now gone. Barrowgoyf on defense will be a pain in the butt for Adam. A 12/12 Knight facing down a Barrowgoyf with, I think we're about to get the number on its power here. 5.
Nethergoyf is just mine. Barrowgoyf is both.
Got it.
So instant creature, planeswalker, sorcery lands.
All right, so we have a 5 power Barrowgoyf. Confirmed. Barrowgoyf, such an important card in the current metagame. One of my favorite cards from 2024 for sure. Any other Barrowgoyf lovers out there? I love this card. I should probably get a few more copies. I only have 1. I should probably pick up more. Satale saying that Safekeeper should have attacked last turn. Was the Bowmaster available on defense, though? You don't want to trade Bowmaster for Safekeeper, right? I don't think so. Barrowgoyf gets through. Milling some cards. No creatures found. Is this Barrowgoyf going to win the game?
Now he's in jail. They did a good job. Yeah.
Okay, we're in turns. Turn 1 of extra turns. Apparently time has been called. I didn't hear that, but that's what's happening. This is now turn 2 of extra turns. Barrowgoyf attacks. It's got 5 power. Down to 3 goes Adam. Another swing and a miss with the Barrowgoyf. Just milled 10 cards, found nothing. Wasteland. Moving on to turn 3. This looks like it's about to end in a draw. Because the Safekeeper can chump. Windswept Heath. That was a little, well. It's fine. I don't know. Elvish Reclaimer gets Force of Willed. Okay. Hardcast forced to counter a Reclaimer. Looks like Safekeeper is going to chump block here and protect the draw. This is turn 4 now. The die wasn't updated. Second Barrowgoyf.
Oh wait, no, I'm turn 4. 0 to 5.
Dave, you win.
Okay, so Adam, being nice here, concedes the match. Technically, as you just saw, it ended in a draw, but Adam went ahead and conceded, knowing that he was likely going to lose that game. So GG's. Adam showing good sportsmanship. David showing off the Esper deck. Well played. Well played. That was a good one. That was a great match to start the stream, actually. That was great.